Hello everybody, hope all of you are doing wonderful. In this video, we will build a real-world e-commerce monitoring order pipeline using just three tools: Snowflake, dbt, and Airflow. You need to know Python for this project. We will track how orders flow from placement to shipment to delivery, and even detect delays automatically, which will happen in the DAG. By the end of this project, you will have a fully working pipeline, loading data, transforming it with dbt, and orchestrating it with Airflow, including the alerts. So let's go. Talking about the tech stack used, we have used Snowflake, a cloud data warehouse to store raw data and transform data. We have used dbt for data transformation, modeling, and testing in Snowflake. And we have used Apache Airflow for orchestration of data workflows and DAG scheduling. And we have used Python for creating and exporting sample CSV with dummy data. In this project, you will be able to create sample dummy data for your own need. I have everything on GitHub repo. If you get anywhere stuck, you can go check out my GitHub repo, which I have mentioned in the description. Let's go. So allow me to explain it. Starting from this part, uh, first, the number one part of the system design, the whole project is creating and exporting dummy data, which we will do using Python, which will create three files. Number one is customers.csv, then orders.csv, then shipment.csv, these three files. Okay. After which we will be putting this into Snowflake. We will directly upload it in Snowflake. Don't worry if you don't have Snowflake subscription. It's very easy. You can get a account on Snowflake Computing. Just putting your email and they will give you like $400 of credit for a month, and which will be suffice for this project. And whenever you run out of it, you will again create a Snowflake account after a while, or maybe you can use another email address for that. Okay, so we are in this step, right? What are we doing? We are putting all the files which we created into Snowflake. This will be done manually. We will upload it. I'll show you how to do this in Snowflake environment. After that, we will be using dbt. We will be doing transformation using dbt. We will move into analytic schema. When we were here, we were using raw schema over Snowflake. We created a schema named raw over Snowflake and we uploaded all the three files over there. After the transformation, this will happen through dbt code. After the transformation, it will be moved into analytics schema and a view will be created, which will be named order status. This view will be created by joining these three tables, which will become a table into raw schema. After that, we will set up Apache Airflow DAG, which will run hourly. And if the second one fails, it will have two tasks in it. Number one task will do all the transformation and send and create a order status view over Snowflake, and the second task will check if the shipment is delayed by more than 48 hours, and if that is the case, it will be failing, and once it will fail, it will send the mail. I will show you how to set up email, how to set up this DAG, how to set up Snowflake. I'll show you everything. So this was the system design. Let's move forward to the VS Code for all the codings. Okay, now we are in VS Code. Let us start by creating our dummy data. I've already shown you in the system design how it goes. First, we need to create the dummy data. So how will we create our dummy data? Inside our main directory, inside our main folder, here, we will create a new folder. This will be dummy data creation. You can see all of this on my GitHub as well. I have everything there. If you get stuck anywhere, you can check that out. And inside it, we will create a IPYNB file. I hope you have your Python set up and you know the basics. So I'll not go through those things in this tutorial. Okay, now that we open it, we'll start coding. So how will it go? So first thing which we will do is we will import pandas. Pandas is a very cool tool for all the data manipulation and things like that. If you are into data engineering, analytics or data science, pandas is your day-to-day thing. We'll import date time because there are some columns which will be having date related values. Then there will be time delta. Okay. Then we will import random to randomize the data. This to be imported, we select a Python environment. Done. Okay. Okay. Let it be installed. After that, I have some code ready. I'll not type it out. I'll just paste it here. Let me do one thing. Let me change the kernel. I have this set up into a different kernel. Let me select that one. It should work for that. Okay. We got everything imported properly. Now I'll go through the code for generating orders. This is the code for generating orders, and we will be exporting it in this folder alone. Okay, let's move it. 1 second. Okay, so this one is for like generating orders. We'll be having order ID as O1, O2, O3, O4 up to 20. Then we will have customer ID, which will be for 1 to 5, and it will be randomized, and 20 values will be created. Similarly for order date. Okay, so let's create it. We have it created with customer from 1 to 5 and order from 1 to 20. Okay, fine. Let's move toward customer table. I'll paste the code for customer as well. So this is to create customers. We have 5 customers: Elias, Bob, Charlie, David, and Eva. So, and we'll be creating random emails as well. You can see it's very visible. I hope you understand this basic, right? It's created. This one is created, and then we will create shipment table. So the code for shipment table is this. So what are all the fields value in shipment? We have shipment ID, we have order ID, we have status, we have shipped at, we have delivered at. So basically later down the line, how we will calculate the delays. We will subtract this by this, and we will see if the delay is more than 24 hours. Then the task 2 in DAG will fail and it will send the email. This will come later down the line as I explained in the system design. Hope you understand that part. Okay, so we have all these created, all these 3 files created. Now the second part is us creating a Snowflake account and putting this data into raw schema of Snowflake. We'll create 2 schemas, right? First we'll create raw schema and later we'll create analytics schema. So let's go into the Snowflake part. Okay guys, first let me explain how can you get your free Snowflake computing account. It's very easy. You just need to go into Chrome and type Snowflake computing. Okay. Okay. We came here. We'll go to this link. We'll start for free. Snowflake is wonderful, guys. They do not require your card details. All you need is a valid email address, and you get $400 worth of free uses for 30 days. Even if you run out of it, even after a while, maybe some time, you can recreate the account with the same email address, or you can choose another email address to create the account, and yeah, you can use it for your learning. So this is how you come into the page, you sign up, and you will get the free credit. Make sure you remember your account details. They will send you account identifier over your email, which you will need to log in. Make sure you do that. Make sure you start that email so that you can use it later. Account identifier is important to remember. You can log in through that account identifier, and you can just save your password into Google Password Manager. And there you go, you have an Snowflake account which can be used in this project. Let's move to the next step. Okay. Now that you have created the Snowflake account, the next step is to sign in and upload your data. Let's do that. Okay, so in my case, I already have all this thing created. Actually, I created the database first, so let me drop it first. So I'll drop it and I'll create everything from scratch again so that you can follow along. Okay, let me zoom it a bit for you. I think that's visible enough. Okay. Okay, so let's drop it. So how will we drop it? Drop database. We'll drop this database, e-commerce team, and we'll do everything from scratch again. So this is dropped, right? Let me refresh it and see. Okay, it is no more there. And let's follow along. So we will first create a database named e-commerce TV. Okay, let's do that. After creating this database, we will use this database, right? Let's do that. Now we will create a schema raw, then we'll create a schema analytics. Okay, let's do that. Let's first create a schema raw. In raw schema, all the files which we created in VS Code using that Python library pandas, right? All the random data we created will be going inside raw schema. And using dbt, we will do some transformation and put the data into analytics schema, which will be used by Airflow. Okay, let's create the raw schema first. This schema is created. Let's refresh it and see. We see the raw schema. We see the analytics schema. Okay, I don't know why it's so there. We didn't run it, right? Let's run it. Okay, now it shows the empty analytics schema. So the empty raw schema. Alright, these are some schemas which come by default when you create a new Snowflake account. So this part is done. Now we had three tables: order tables, shipment table, and customers table. So let's create those tables. The first one, order, had three columns. We'll create similar. This table I think is created. Wonderful, we have this table here. Okay, the next table, this one, let's create it. This is also created. We have it here. And the next table, let's create it. We have it here. Okay, so you can see all these three tables are created. Here we will dump the raw data which we created in VS Code, right? So how can we do that? One simple way is you can just click on customer, right, like this. You can open it. It will open a new page and you can click on load data. You can click on browse. And what was our, we had, this is our project. We had all the data here. So we'll upload customer inside it. Next. Okay. It automatically got all the things, right? We'll do load. Customer is loaded. Doing the same thing for order. Okay. Orders is also loaded. Let's do the same thing for shipment. Wonderful. We have everything loaded. Let's go back to our worksheet, which is tutorial, and see if we have the data there. How can we see? We'll run a simple query. Select star from raw dot orders. Wonderful. We have all the order details, right? Check for shipments. We have the shipment as well. And what was the last one? Customers. We have the customers as well. Wonderful, guys. We have done this part. We have loaded all the dummy data into Snowflake successfully. And now we'll move to the next stage, which is the DBT part. Wonderful. Wonderful. I hope you didn't had any issue up to now. Now we come to a very crucial part, which is DBT setup. So for setting up DBT, first you need to write in your terminal pip install dbt-snowflake, because we will be using Snowflake here, right? Once you have done this, next thing you need to set up, and be very cautious while setting it up, it needs to be correct. You need to write on your terminal, open this line, which will open your profiles.yaml file, and inside your profiles.yaml file you need to type this out. Okay, so you need to put type as Snowflake, account as your account, user as your username, password as your password, account admin or whatever the role you have, and then database will be same because you are following along my tutorial. And if you have picked the same database, put the same database here, and the warehouse, whatever the name of warehouse you have, and the schema as analytics. So do this as it is shown here and it should work. So this is how you set up DBT. Hope you can do this part. Let's go to the next part. Now that you have set up the DBT, let me quickly show you how the folder structure gonna look like. We will create a DBT e-commerce folder inside which we will have model and mart. Inside which we will have model, inside which we will have staging and marks. Staging will have all the, this will come from the raw data which we put, and the mart will have the final code for the view. So this is how the folder structure will look. Okay, let's start the coding part of DBT transformation. We'll go by first creating a folder. We'll name it as I shown you in the project structure. We'll name it DBT e-commerce. Okay, this is done. Now inside it, we'll create another folder which will be named models. Now inside models, we'll create another folder which will be named, you saw the structure, you must be knowing now, mark. And we'll create one more folder as in the structure which will be named staging. Okay. So we have created this. Inside this dbt e-commerce, we will create one very important file which is named dbt project.eml. Inside here, we will name it, we'll give it a name, dbt e-commerce. We'll put profile as e-commerce. We'll write model dbt e-commerce, and then we'll give staging. All the things which is inside staging, how should it materialize? It will materialize as view, and for the marks, it will also be materialized as view. Sorry. So this is done. This is very important. It can be materialized as table as well, as per your requirement. But for this tutorial, I am making it materialize as view. Okay, so this part is done. So what is the next part? Let's go inside the staging. Alright, inside the staging, we'll first create stage customers dot sequence. Similarly, we'll create stage order dot sequence. I know what you're thinking, stage shipments dot sequence. Now inside all of this, we'll just take all the data from our raw schema. So let's start with customer. We'll just write select star from raw dot customers. Okay, this is nice. Similarly, we'll put here orders, and then here shipment. So this will be used, all these three will be used in the mart. So mart will be our final view. Okay, so it will be order status dot sequence. Now try to understand this part. Inside DBT project, we have written staging, materializer view, mart, materializer view. So all these things inside staging will be created as views, and views will have name as your file name. So for example, it will create a view as stg underscore customer over your Snowflake. Similarly for all these three. And the fun part is we can reference these views inside it, inside the mod. So let's do that, and we will reference them as the name. So we will reference them as stg underscore customer or stg underscore uh, shipment or stg underscore orders, and then we will join them, and then we'll create a view on top of it, which will be used by the Airflow DAG for checking the delays and other things. Okay, let's start it. We'll write a CTE here. We'll name the CTE as base. Just write along with me. Select o dot orders ID comma c dot name as customer name comma o dot order date comma s dot status. Okay, I'll skip this part. I'll show you the whole code here, and I'll just explain you guys. Okay, so you can see what's happening here. We are referencing these three tables or view, you can say, here, and we are calculating the difference between shipped at and delivered at as delivery hours, upon which we are writing a logic. If it is greater than 48 hours, it will be called delayed into our final status column. Otherwise, it will be whatever the status was, right? Like it is written here. So I think it's pretty understandable. So this is what you need to code here. Okay. So this part is done. Okay guys, so this was one of the major tasks which we need to do. After this, what we are going to do is really fun. After this, we will check if all these are working or not. How will we do that? We will open, sorry about that. Where were we? Okay. We will open our terminal and make sure you are inside this folder, dbt e-commerce. So we'll go inside that folder, copy the path, and we'll do cd inside that folder. We are inside this folder now, and all we need to do now is dbt run, and let's see if this works or not. Okay, it failed. Let me see why it failed. Okay guys, as you can see, it successfully ran. So actually I was missing these two things. I needed to install dbt core and dbt snowflake and this one. All these three things I needed to install. So you can do that too on your system if you get the same error. After that I run dbt run and it successfully ran. So let's try again in front of you. Okay, so it says it successfully created this, all these are successfully created. Now let's go and check this out on Snowflake. Okay guys, here we are on Snowflake. Let's check it out. So actually if we just go here, we can see inside the analytics schema we have all these views, right, which we wanted. All these views we have here. Wonderful guys. Let's try to see if we successfully got the view we wanted, which was the order status view, right? Let's place, we can do this, place name in editor, and let's see the data here. Wonderful, wonderful. We have the data here. So it's amazing, right, how this works. So we have all the data here. I like it, I like it. Okay, okay. So one thing I realized is that the dummy data we had through that dummy data we are actually not able to get anything delayed, right? Because everything came out to be like perfect 24 hours. So what we can do actually, we can shift some of the dates here, right? So that some of the data might come a little bit delayed, right? So let's do that. We'll update this one and we'll update this one. And let's run the dbt run again. Now let's check if we get anything delayed. Okay. Yeah, we got this delayed, right? Because now the delivery hours is way long, right? For some reason we didn't got delayed in this one. But it's fine, we got one delayed and that will work. Let me check why we didn't got delayed in this one. Okay guys, there's a quick learning here. See, the reason why this part is still delivered is because if you check our condition, we have written shipped, right? When status equal to shipped, then only check for if it is greater than 48 hours or not, and then it's applied delay. But since the status was already delivered for this case, it remained delivered. So we need to change the status as well here. So which table it is? It is the shipment table, and if we see the definition, we have status here, right? So this one is the view, but we need to change it in the table itself. So we need to change the status. Let's copy this part and let's change the status as well, right? So the status will be changed to ship. Then only this will work. I hope you are able to understand it. It's not that complicated. Since in the logic what we have written, it will only check for if it is greater than 48 hours when it is shipped, which makes sense, right? If it is already delivered, why check for delays hours? So let's do it. We have put the status as shipped. Let's update it. I think it's done, right? Yeah, this is done. Wonderful. And let's run the dbt run again. And let's see what happens this time. Okay, wonderful. Let's check it. See, it's delayed now. It's delayed now. Wonderful, wonderful. And this part is done. We can see the data here. Now we'll move to the next part. And if you didn't understand few part of this video, you can re-watch it again and again so that it makes sense. Thank you. Wonderful guys, wonderful guys. We have done two great things by now. Number one was the dummy data creation, which we uploaded on Snowflake, and the second one was the dbt transformation. Both of them are done. Now comes the Airflow part. But before we start the Airflow part, I will first create a Python virtual environment. I'll teach you here how to create a Python virtual environment. I'm on Mac, so I will show you how to do it on Mac, and I'll show you how to do it on Windows as well. But yeah, practically I will doing on my system, so you can see how I'm doing it. You have to do little bit of tweak if you are on Windows. So let's deep dive into it. For this tutorial, I am using this version of Python, which is Python 3.9.22. I recommend you use any Python 3.9 version. It will work fine. Just ChatGPT it how to install it, and it should work fine because I was encountering issue with Python 3.12 version working with Airflow. So I used this Python 3.9. Okay, so let's create the Python virtual environment. We'll create the Python virtual environment in the main folder, which is our e-commerce underscore project underscore 2. So let's do that. That we came inside this, right? Now I will use my Python 3.9 to create this virtual environment. I'll write Python 3.9 dash m dash 1v, and I will call my virtual environment. I'll call it airflow underscore 1v underscore 39, and I'll just press enter after that. I think it's created. So if you are working on Mac, all you need to do to start this virtual environment is type source and then copy the path. Inside bin, copy its path and put it here. And it starts it. If you are on Windows, you need to type something like this, right? So we have done creating a virtual environment and we have started it as well. Let's move to the next step. Now that this part is done and we have also created a virtual environment. Yeah, it installed. Now let's start coding our DAGs. So for coding our DAG, we will start by creating a new folder. We'll create a new folder, we'll name it Airflow project power DAG. Okay, so inside this we'll create another folder named DAGs, inside which we will have all of our DAGs. So for this project we just need one DAG. So let's create that one DAG. We'll name it order underscore monitoring underscore DAG.py. Let's start coding inside that DAG. We'll first import everything which is required. So let's get our Airflow, our operator. We will use a bash operator here. So we have imported all the things which we need. We'll put some default arguments. So this will be our default argument, which is fine, right? You can put your email here. Make sure you do that. And let's move forward. And then we will write this. Something like with DAG, we'll give it a DAG ID. I tried it for 16 times before it started working. Hopefully for you, it works in the first time. So, okay. So I have given it an hourly interval and all these things are good. Okay. So first, see what we are doing. Using bash operator, first we are running. What we are running? We are running our dbt run. So it should run this folder dbt e-commerce. Make sure you put this path here. Not okay. So you need to put two things here. First you need to put source and your virtual environment should start, and then you need to change directory, and then you need to run dbt run. All this bash operator is something like you are doing on your terminal, right? So let's do it. Let's go into source. So this was from my previous project, but in this the location will change a little bit. So let's go into our virtual environment and copy the path. and put the correct path here. Okay, it's done. I think it's right. And let's put the correct path for the folder where dbt is supposed to run. So dbt run is supposed to run inside this folder, right? dbt e-commerce. Let's copy its path and put it here. Wonderful. After which it will run dbt run. Okay, let's save the file. So now let's see what's happening here. We have two tasks here. So number one is this, and number one is for checking delayed orders. We are yet to write code for it, right? So this is not done. We do not have this Python file, right? This Python file is nowhere there. So we are yet to write code for it. So let us start coding for this one. So we already have DBT model, right? We already have all these things here inside DBT commerce, but we are yet to write for our delayed order, right? Let us start coding for it. So for coding for it, what I will do, inside that folder, I will create another folder which will be named utils. Let's create another folder, name utils. Inside it, uh, we will create config file. We'll create a folder named config actually. Okay. Inside it, we'll create another file which will be a Python file which will run through our DAG. It will be named check delayed underscore orders dot py. Okay. So config file, I cannot show you my Snowflake config file, but I will show you the structure, how it looks. Inside config file, you need to create a new folder, a new file, sorry about that, named snowflake config dot yaml, right? Snowflake config dot yaml. And inside that, you need to put snowflake, and you need to then put user, like we did in that profile, right? Your username, then you need to put password, which will be again your password. Then you need to put account, which will again, it will be something like this. I will type something, you can find it on Snowflake. Then you need to put your warehouse, which will be something like compute warehouse. Then you need to put database. For this project, the database is e-commerce underscore db. Then you need to put schema. For this project, the schema is analytics. Sorry about this, analytics. Then you need to put role. So you need to check your role. My role is account admin. Okay, you need to put down all these things. All right. Okay, hope you have put them correctly. So your YAML file is ready. And now let's start coding for our check delay orders, right? So you need to import OS, you need to import YAML, all these things you need to import, right? Once again. Okay. Now that you have imported it, you need to write a function which can actually find your config file and read it. So basically we will be using, first we will define the path, it will get your current file path, then it will go into config, and then it will go into Snowflake config, and then it will read it, it will return this. Okay, this we will use. Then we will have our main. Let's go through it. So guys, this will not work now. Actually, this will work, this file will work, but you will not get an email address as of now, because we are yet to configure our Snowflake config file. That's very important. I'll tell you how to configure it so that you can get a proper email when this fails. So I'll show you what happening here in the logic. So actually, I'll show you step by step. This part I already explained. This is just for some checks. You can not print it. It's absolutely fine, no issue. And this is where we are loading, right? And then we are making connection. This is very important. Before we jump into it, make sure you install. Yeah, make sure you do this pip install Snowflake connector Python, because we are using that library here, right? Otherwise, it will fail. So inside this virtual environment, you have to do this. First, activate this virtual environment and then do this. Let's see. I think it's done. Okay, it's done, and I'll show you what's happening here. Using that library, it's making the it's using the configuration and making a connection. After which it will get connected, and then it will check if there is anything where it is delayed. There is final status of delayed. In our case, we have it. If it gets something, what will it do? It will throw an error. Once it will throw an error, what will happen here? It is set up in a way, in the config file, we will set up it in a way that upon throwing error, it will send us an email. So that's way, if it checks that there is some delays, right? The DAG will break and we'll get an email on failure, right? Wonderful. I hope you understand this part. This is very basic, right? Okay. Let's start the airflow part. So how we will start the airflow part? Now understand, first thing first, you need to do, after all this is done, make sure you put exactly what is being shown on the screen after you activate your virtual environment, like we have already done. Make sure you put this first cell first, which is airflow version, this, all this will go at once into uh, the terminal after you activate your virtual environment. After that, you need to do this, which will uh, install this specific version. Okay, so yeah, do this thing and let's move to the next part. After you run those two things and you successfully install Airflow, inside the same virtual environment, we need to put export Airflow home equal to this folder. Copy path and let's put it, and yeah, then enter. So I think I have already set it up. So let me just check it. What is the Airflow home as of now? So I can check it with echo dollar Airflow home. Okay, it's not set up. So let's set it up. So you can write, like I said, write export Airflow home equal to, copy this path. We have DAGs inside this. You need to make Airflow home the folder inside which you have your DAGs. Just inside that folder you need to have your DAGs. We can set DAGs folder into the Airflow config file as well, but that's for later. Okay, now we have set it up. Now you have to run Airflow db init and press enter. I've already done that. After you do this, you will get this airflow.config file, airflow.db, and all this thing. Now, after all of this, you need to run airflow stand alone, and this should work fine. When you run Airflow standalone, it will create an admin password here inside this folder. So using this password, you need to go to localhost 8080 and you need to put username as admin and password as this one, which you get from here, right? So I'm already logged in. Now let's go to our DAG. See, we can already see our DAG here, right? Order monitoring DAG for which we coded, right? So inside here we have two tasks, dbt models one and other one is check delayed order. So I have already set up my email into airflow.config and I'll show you how I have set it up so that you can do that too. Before that, I'll just run it. It's already running. You can run it through this button and I'll show you how this works. So number one will run our transformation logic, and the second one will obviously fail because we had two delayed rows, right? The first one ran, you can check the logs. See, it successfully happened everything, right? It created what it's supposed to create it. The second one will fail and it will send me an email. Okay. So because we have two rows which has delays greater than 48 hours, so it should ideally fail. After it make the connection with Airflow, with Snowflake, it will fail and it will give us an email that the task failed. So that was the purpose. Okay. See here, it's already throwing the logs, error to delay order found. I got the notification in my phone. It just rang. And let me show you in the Gmail as well. All right. We can see here we get the email. Okay, about the failure. So this ran perfectly. We got our DAG here. I showed you how you have to set it up in your VS Code. And now we'll come to the last part. I'll show you how to set up email. So for setting up email, you have to go into your Airflow config and you have to go into the email part. Basically the SMTP part. So let's start from here. Make sure all your configuration match this configuration. Everything should be like this. After you have all of this like this, let's move forward to the SMPT part. Change it to Gmail. Change it to this one. This all should match. Change S. If you do not have SMTP user inside there already, make sure you put it. Change it to Imam. Whatever your email is, give your SMTP password. This will be Gmail app password. You need to go create your Gmail app password and then put that one here. This is not your Gmail password. This is your Gmail app password. After this, you need to set port to this one only, 587, and then you need to set SMPT mail from this this also need to be set. Make sure you have everything same as we have here. Okay, I think this will do the job. I'll show you everything what I have here. Okay, so we came toward the end of this tutorial. I show you the DAG running and everything, all the functionality. Be free to go through it multiple times for making yourself understand it more. And I truly hope I provided some value in this video. Thank you so much. Let me just go through everything. Thank you so much.